I mean, this game was basically my life for about 2 or 3 years. It's all I ever played, was just this game. I went to a friend's house. I brought this game, memory card in hand. Like, I brought it everywhere. By the way, we've started. Welcome to Final Fantasy X Datto play, Let's Play, walkthrough. We're just gonna go with the standard sphere.
Stumble through?
Is there a difference between the standard and the expert sphere grid?
Yes, but I don't remember what it is, so just go standard.
I'm just gonna go standard. This is just gonna be...
It's an OG playthrough.
Most OG playthrough of
God.
Final Fantasy. This is what I remember from my dumb 12-year-old brain, or however old I was, when I first started playing this game. None of this new whatever. I don't know. It's like, it's sort of going to be a walkthrough, but there's also going to be spoilers, because some of us know a bunch about the game, and some people don't, so... But it's a 15-year-old game, so if you haven't played it by now, sorry, there's spoilers going to be in this. So this is just like, I don't know, this is just going to be a little experiment. I've never done any Let's Play content, ever, and I think Let's Play content is very, very difficult to do by yourself. So that's why I have a bunch of the math class dudes in here. Zepik will be joining me for most of these sessions, if not all of them. Zepik, you should say something.
Something.
There you go. That's Zepik.
Like
I'm here to lend my extensive knowledge of Final Fantasy stuff, and most of the things I just don't fucking remember about this game.
Yeah. So, and we'll also have other math class folk in here from time to time, if we just want to go down the list. Bud Light.
What? Fuck off.
Okay, that's Bud Light. Waj, are you here? That's Waj. Bones, you here?
You.
Merrick?
Oh, hi.
Tabuku? And he's not here. Good talk.
Good talk.
So they'll just be kind of in here. This will be like sort of podcast, but also walkthrough style. You know, because a lot of people have asked, you know, hey, why don't you, cover other games and stuff? And the reason is because, people show up for Destiny because I know a lot about Destiny. Whereas other games, I don't know as much. So
you should learn
this is a game that I do know a lot about, and I figure, I want to try doing some kind of Let's Play thing, so why not start with Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It's where my name comes from. And, the release came out, in March?
Yeah, something like that.
March?
It was earlier, well, not earlier this year.
Yeah. 2015. So this was the most obnoxious
15-year-old game now. Jeez.
Yeah, it's 15 years old. Like I said, this is where my name comes from. This was the most obnoxious setup to get going as well.
There are a lot of things you can stamp the word obnoxious onto in this game. Like your main character.
It's true. Is it Titus or Titus?
I always thought Titus.
I always thought Titus as well. That's what I always thought. So, some context. You play as Titus, star blitzball player of the Xanarkand Abes. I don't know what an Abe is. Does anyone know what an Abe is? Good talk. No one knows what an Abe is. I don't know.
What the hell's an Auroch?
I don't know.
Get the Besaid
So, a bunch of fans over here.
Or a goer. Yeah. The Luca Goers?
The Goers.
No problem.
So, yep, that's my name.
I was really hoping you would change his name to Datto. It would make things really confusing when you go play Blitzball.
I've done that before, and it was a pain when I played Blitzball, because I never knew who I was passing to. It was very obnoxious.
User in your channel is recording.
Are you now?
Of course.
That's weird.
Oh, Max joined the channel. That's why. Is that gonna come up every time someone joins the channel?
It pops up there on record.
Oh my god.
No, you know why it is? It's because
it's like a reminder.
No, and it mixes up the sound things from if it doesn't play the moved while somebody's recording. Just like a glitch TeamSpeak.
I sent them a message real quick, and I'll pull them in here.
The most professional of LPs with our super professional.
Oh yeah, we're starting out great. So I just signed a bunch of balls for some hot chicks and also children.
Hey,
I don't
now.
think her short.
Hot
Her,
balls for
her
children.
skirt's short enough.
Hot
Just saying.
balls for children and girls. Nice.
Datto,
Yeah.
2016 president.
Ugh.
This is where
Shout
we
out to
start-
the time where I cosplayed as Titus, by the way.
Oh, I want to see those pictures.
What? I think I've seen- I have
I'll put
seen
some
those
pictures up right now. I'm sure editing me will be very, very mean to me playing right now and just put up pictures, but I had no right cosplaying as Titus. It was for Otakon in Baltimore, 2008 or 2009. Turns out, with a body like mine and glasses, it's pretty hard to cosplay. Was not tan, not muscular, glasses.
Was not tan.
Hair was terrible. And I also didn't know how to smile. For the first 25 years of my life, I did not know how to smile. I could not
Wait,
find
was your father a
face.
fucking dentist and you couldn't smile?
No, well, I mean, like, that aside.
I'm sure his smile was fine. He just didn't know how to
The
do
smile
it.
itself was fine. Like, I just couldn't find a pose for my face that was like, this is welcoming and happy.
Yeah.
He went through the awkward teen years like everyone else.
So I did
awkwardness.
not know how to smile. So all those awkward pictures that I probably just showed, yeah, I didn't know how to smile. So now we're running over to the stadium. Starts a little bit slow.
We get to learn some little background information about Jekt, true
Yep.
hero of Final Fantasy X.
Coming through. Sorry.
What can
Yeah,
you get?
we'll learn-
Where's the forget at 10-2.
Get-
Let's get rid of that. Give me a 10 prequel where I get to play as Jekt.
That would be
That's
pretty
what-
cool, actually.
That's what I want.
That fire team.
That
Team. What is it? Jet, Braska, and Orin.
Orin, yeah.
That would be a very, very beast team.
You can give them dress spheres so they can change their clothes.
Yeah.
It's like It's like a mod for 10-2.
So, a boy here getting ready for some blitzball action. Blitzball, if you don't know what the hell it is basically a combination of like water polo and I guess soccer, where there's 2 goals, 5 players, 1 goal per side, and you just swim around and beat the crap out of each other and try to score goals. Now, it's a lot more action-oriented in
Terrible.
something like this, in a cutscene, but in the real game, it is
Turn-based.
a lot, mainly turn-based.
Yeah.
Also,
Wait,
don't know
so
how they
that's
breathe
something
underwater.
you got from this game?
My name?
Oh, the Blitzball team.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
because
man.
Datto is a character on the Besaid Aurochs, and
See,
he was
I
a
am
character that I
so-
used a lot. That's Orin, by the way.
Oh, I am very naive when it comes to Final Fantasy. I
okay.
don't know much.
Yeah, so Datto was a
Here's
character on the
drunk
Besaid
Japanese
Aurochs,
caricature.
who this is like before I knew really that you could go out and recruit other characters. But he got really, really fast once you leveled him up, so he could just swim by everybody. So my friends just started calling me Datto because I kept using him all the time and kept winning like 10-0.
I just thought you were super creative.
Nope, not creative at all. Not in the slightest. How's that guy not dead, by the way? He's got punched out of like a water ball into
Well,
this
that's-
crowd for like from like 20 feet.
How are
As
they
we
breathing
see with like
underwater?
the rest of the game, that everybody in Spira has the innate ability to just breathe underwater.
I
that is
guess.
never explained or like besides Blitzball,
Video
like
games.
you go through other parts like in the beginning where you're just swimming around going through underground ruin or underwater ruins.
Yeah.
No, everybody can just breathe underwater. It's just a thing.
It has
We
to be
don't talk. We
underwater.
don't talk about it. It just happened one day.
Mutation.
And so this giant glob right here shooting out stuff is Sin. Right now we're in the city of Xanarkand, and this is like a huge technological marvel of a city, like super awesome city, and now it's just getting completely destroyed by Sin. And we'll learn about this a little bit more later in the game, I guess. And the other character in the giant robe is Orin, who is gonna help our friend here in about a couple of seconds. And we just need to get the hell out of here, so that's exactly what we're gonna go do.
Final Fantasy X being the last, well, what a lot of people, including myself, consider the last good Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
It's also my least favorite Meg Ryan movie.
Good one?
Look at that guy. How is that not Meg Ryan?
I know what you
Like
mean.
seriously.
Where's Zepik?
So here's Orin. So Orin knows Titus because of Jet, who Jet was or is Titus's father. And, you know, we'll learn more about. I don't want to like spoil everything right off the bat, but at the same time I just want to give all the context so people know what the hell's going on.
Context is everybody's running away.
Yeah. And meanwhile we're running in the opposite direction
And one of her
towards
pant
the
legs
chaos.
is way longer than the other.
This little character we'll learn about more as well.
I remember if it's this game that the character outfit started to get really out of control, especially with the like, hey, let's have one pant leg way longer and one pant leg way shorter.
I mean, look at him.
It was that one.
12 didn't really do anything to improve that.
Yeah. No, the last good Final Fantasy. Yeah, I remember playing 12. I probably got about 6 hours in, and I just could not follow the story. I could not follow what was going on. That's partly the reason why I like this game.
Yeah, it's 12. It started to feel way too much like an MMO. And like I didn't like the whole auto play system. I can't remember what they were called now. But where you set up like all these automatic systems where it's like if a character drops below this much health, heal them automatically, you basically get the game to eventually just play itself. So all you do is just like hold the control stick down and just like fall asleep. And like every time you get into a battle, your characters will attack on their own and heal each other on their own. Yeah, it was getting a little silly.
It was like, this is just like, okay, thing attacking, go try and kill thing. You know? It was pretty simple to understand. So we're getting to our first fight here.
That's lovely.
With the Sin-Spawn Ames? I don't know. One of them. We're fighting these little Sin-Spawns right now. These are just little nothing dudes.
Yeah, you.
So we'll get through this pretty quickly.
You're the most effective of all heroes.
I mean, his character does get pretty good later. Starting out, he doesn't feel great.
Combat-wise, he gets pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he ever stops being a whiny little bitch.
It's a sword. Hold it with 2 hands.
Maybe a little more effective in your
whiny.
hands.
Giggity.
Not even a sword. It's like a giant thread puller. Like, what does it need that thing for?
Well, you have to have fancy-looking weapons in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. Like, all of his weapons have that. Like, what is that for?
I don't know.
It's fancy.
Maybe so you can hook onto stuff.
Style.
You can catch things.
Fucking style.
So we're just gonna go start whacking stuff. That was a crit.
Hey now. Start whacking it, bruh.
So we'll just keep plowing through here.
Look at you move.
Buddy.
Yeah, Tidus's voice acting, like when he's just running around, like throughout most of the game, is pretty annoying. But it's weird because when he's narrating, like especially a lot of the stuff in the early game, like it's fine. Like I have no problem with his voice acting when he's the narrator.
Right.
But it's just when he's acting like a retard for the rest of the thing.
Yeah.
It does calm down, I think, a few hours in, but early on, especially when he's starting to meet all the characters, it gets so painful. It's like, oh.
I never really thought of it as so awful. I don't know. I never thought it was completely god awful or anything. Like, it wasn't spectacular, but I think people knock it too much. You know?
I do knock it too much, but I remember at the time, like, because of the fact this is like a 15-year-old game, like this is PS2 era, so it is actually really good voice acting for the time.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider some of the other stuff that we've had to like endure back in the day, like the old Resident Evils and stuff like that.
Right. So this is the Sin Spawn. He just casted Demi, which looked like it hurt really bad, but Demi deals 25% of your current health as damage, so you can technically never die when getting attacked by Demi, so you don't even need to worry about that. Right. Well, if you're down that small, if you're at like 1 health, I mean, maybe
you're just gonna die anyways.
So this is Auron's overdrive move, Dragon Fang, where you need to hit 8 buttons in a row. The faster you do it, the more things you get. That was all right. I forgot the combo. The combo's the same thing each time. depending on the move. So like Dragon Fang will always be that order, and he'll get other moves that, you know, have a different sequence and also do damage. So Titus's overdrive is swordplay, and you have spiral cut. This one you just need to land it right in the middle. The faster you do it, the more damage you do. Wham. And now we're just gonna hack away at this dude. Is he already dead? No, he's not. Okay.
No.
It, should I call it a he? It, I don't even know what to call it.
Oh, it's a she. It's a she.
The thing.
It's a she.
She.
So Auron also has power break, but this thing doesn't attack with melee attacks.
Yeah, physical
so,
attacks.
So you don't really need it. So you can keep casting Demi. You don't need to worry about dying.
Cast Demi, so you can't
Yeah.
actually die. 'Cause I think this was one of the games where if you were at 1 HP, Demi would just do 0.
Right. I think it's... There we go.
Yay.
So that's just kind of showing you, you know, how to do overdrives and just very, very, very basic combat. So I think now we'll head to a save sphere and we'll have to fight some more scales. It's not too bad. Save sphere restores all your health, mana, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll also save because
I think this is the first Final Fantasy game, because this started to become a big thing with RPGs too around this era, where save points actually refill all your stuff for you.
yeah.
Or it was
Interesting.
just buy a shitload of tents.
In 7, 8, 9, you had to actually like use stuff to do
Yep.
that, like tents and
Right.
crap.
Oh, I guess it became like it's definitely a gameplay element in the early going, but after a while, once tents become cheap for you, like that whole thing just kind of loses all meaning. It's like you're just gonna use a tent at every save point, so why not just have the save point heal you?
Right.
I mean, sure, you can abuse it, but I mean, when a little further into the game, you could abuse it anyways by just spamming tents, and because once you're about a third of the way through the game, like every battle gives you more than what those items are worth.
Yeah. So this thing over on the top right is something that we're going to have to eventually attack, but the game doesn't give you the option to.
Boy.
This is also slightly different combat system compared to a lot of other games. You can see on the right side of the screen is basically the turn order. So you can kind of strategize a little bit better as opposed to just like, you know, one character takes their turn and then the next character takes their turn. Depending on your stats, that'll influence how often you attack. So right here, you know, it's my turn and then all the other monsters are getting a lot of swings. So we want to try and kill something. We'll try and go after C, just because he was at the top of the order. So these guys are just going to keep respawning, and eventually, hopefully, he'll tell... There we go. So now he's telling me to go attack that thing.
I'll say one thing I don't like about this, their combat system, is just the fact that once you get all your party members, you don't get XP for anyone that does not participate in a fight.
Yeah, which
So-
makes grinding a very lengthy process, because you have to get everyone... Not only do you have to get everyone in, you have to get everyone to do an action as well.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to just rotate them in. They have to come in, like,
Do
when I was
one
leveling...
thing.
Yeah, just do one... It could be anything, but they have to do one thing, and then you get experience for it.
Tedious
which
is an understatement.
kind of...
Well,
Kind of
it ends
obnoxious.
up in a case where you get a couple of characters that you don't use very much, like, you know, we'll see him later, but Kamari, the worst blue mage in Final Fantasy history.
Yeah.
Like, every time I played this game, he was horribly underleveled because I just hated using him.
I
He
was
sat
the
there.
same way. Because, you know, you would think that he starts out as a cool character because, oh, you can take him whatever direction you want to go. Like, if you want another big damage dealer, you take him down to Auron. Or if you want, you know, another healer, you take him down to Yuna. But it takes him so long to get there that it's just like, why don't I just use the character that I want to use in the first place?
Yep.
And I feel like most people's parties ended up being like Auron, Lulu, Yuna, Titus. I never use Riku. I never use Waka. Wakka was okay once you started to get him into Auron's sphere grid.
Yeah, and for hitting flying stuff, he was pretty handy.
Right, that's true.
And some of his debuffs are not too bad.
I was just laughing because it's like you're that muscular, but you can't pull yourself up. There you go.
Nope.
He's getting up. So
There you go.
right now we're gonna get sucked right into Sin.
Excuse me?
And Auron was talking to Sin, and if you've never played it, if you've never played this game, you'll find out why much later, if anyone actually makes it through any of these parts of this Let's Play. Thanks to the 7 people who made it this far.
This is the other kind of disconnect with this game, is the CGI is really good, especially considering how old it is.
For the time, yeah.
That was great.
But there's a huge difference between what Tidus looks like as like in game and in CGI. Same with Yuna, but Yuna's not as much. The other characters are pretty close, but yeah, like for him, it's like his face especially looks just drastically different in CGI.
Yeah, it really does. So Tidus keeps mentioning his old man Jet, who is right here. Jet was also a very famous blitzball player at the time, and ended up just disappearing. And that's why Tidus hates his dad so much, which you'll learn.
You spoiled the game for me.
I said it was going to be a spoiler.
A dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone.
Well, so like this whole section here, I'd completely forgotten this existed in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Well, this is like as he got sucked up into Sin, and as you're kind of coming to in the next area.
Get sucked out by
Well,
Sin.
You know,
Coming too?
this and even the part
Oh,
after
no.
it, like for some reason I always remembered. I remember the beginning was Xanarkand, and then I remember like Besaid, and like this whole next chunk of the game just
the
disappeared
Al-Bhed
from
territory. So now we don't know where the hell we are.
Wabby.
Yeah,
Ask
come
that
on,
bird.
hurry up. He's in the middle of the ocean. Who is gonna help you?
The bird.
There's
is gonna help
nothing
you.
around.
There's a bird,
Oh, no,
The
it's
bird,
getting
well,
away.
he just flew away.
and there's more
Get away his
birds.
only friend.
All right, let's start moving. There's a few hidden items around here. Not very complex or anything. There's some potions that we'll go snag. Obviously, the red arrow on the map is where you want to go, and you are the yellow. Duh.
We are?
Get me around there.
Yeah, this was the first Final Fantasy game to ditch the pre-rendered backgrounds and that from like the old, from like 7, 8, and 9, and just give you just like a big full 3D area to run around.
So this is an Al-Bhed compilation sphere. If you had previous saves, then you could use this to load in those Al-Bhed primers, and you would have all the deciphered code on your new game. But we don't have any because this is a completely new game, completely new save. So we don't have that. And we'll go over what the hell Al-Bhed is pretty soon, as soon as I pick up a primer, which should be coming up in about a few minutes as soon as I get on the boat. And we'll save again, just because it's...
RPG, you gotta save everything.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Well, you gotta save it everything, but it's also like the beginning is like, I don't want to do all this again.
Like, I don't want to I don't want to go through the cutscenes
Yeah.
again. I don't want to do that tutorial again.
So we'll hook her left over here, and I think this is more potions? Or a high potion? High potion. Why do I remember that? That's
Things you
just
shouldn't remember.
sad, yeah, honestly. So we're just kind of wandering around this area. We have no idea where the hell we are at all.
Or who those potions belong to that we're stealing from treasure chests.
Yep,
Maybe somebody lives here.
I doubt it.
You need it more than they do.
doubt it.
So now we're just gonna swim around, try and find any sort of way out.
Right. Try and find the trigger, the cutscene trigger.
Yeah.
Cutscene triggers around here
Mainly
somewhere.
that. Well, that's partly it. And then...
Looks like dinner to me.
Where's the big dude? Nope, we're just gonna fight a bunch of little dudes. Alright. Man, we're pretty limited on our fighting options here. We just have attack, and that's it. But at least Titus has very, very high agility, so he can get out of the way. He also gets a lot of attacks.
I think there's only actually 3 of them that can fight underwater, isn't there? Isn't it just Titus, Waka, and Riku?
Right. What's in there?
Maybe every person in Spirit can't breathe underwater. Maybe it's just...
Yeah, it's just them.
Just certain... Well, and like all the Blitzball players and stuff like that.
Dude,
Like
aren't Blitzball players the worst?
Like, it's like being a ginger. Just some
Play
people can
paintball,
just breathe
don't you?
underwater.
Who plays paintball?
Only anyone that would say Blitzball players.
No, Blitzball.
Blitzball.
Oh, they said Woodball players. I'm like,
No.
yeah, paintball, dumb fuckers.
Alright, so this is... Was it Geo... Yeah, Geo... I don't know. Geos Gano?
Gano.
Yeah, so this guy is
He's the
pretty much
Italian.
impossible to kill.
Like, look at him talk with his hands. He's
And
totally
unfortunately, we can't escape. So we just have to fight him. And you do no damage. He has about 33,000 health. And he also kicks the crap out of you.
Keep potioning.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I wonder
His attacks...
I wonder what happens if you beat him. Like if you
I don't know if
cheat
it's
device
possible
or something
to
like
beat
that.
him. Oh, cheating? Yeah. That I don't know.
You wouldn't be able to do it legit,
But
but I'm sure there has to be some... I'm sure it just triggers the next scene or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you kind of need him alive because he triggers the next part of the story. So I think he tries to suck him up here.
Hey.
The fact that someone has that slurping sound mastered is extremely disturbing.
What, me?
Oh, that right there.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that hard to do.
What kind of evolutionary path do you have to go down to evolve like a jail cell in your chest?
I don't know. I mean, that's his ribs. But, like,
guess,
where's
there's
the rest of
nothing
his
there.
body?
He's got like a rib cage, exposed rib cage with a giant space. But there's like nothing there. There's no organs, no nothing. He's like, I got a grocery basket for a chest.
Freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
Oh, I wish you were gonna die in this place, Titus. Fucking wallet chain.
Alright. Get up here.
I guess it's
Get
more like a
up
pocket
there.
watch chain.
Oh, scary. So right now we're just kind of in some temple-like area. And we're really cold, so we need to heat up. Heat up?
Heat up.
We need to hit up some heat.
Heat up some heaty hose.
Some heat, man.
Yep, we're cold.
Start getting, if he starts
fucking
catching
going,
hypothermia,
man.
won't the save point heal it?
I guess technically he could just sit by the save point and be
Save
eternally
points.
okay.
Yeah, do they generate heat? You just do that?
That I don't know.
Where's the cannon for that?
So now we gotta go find some stuff to heat us up. So we're gonna go do that. Examine. Excuse me, I'm examining. Why wouldn't... There we go.
Oh, I was gonna say you might have to
There
trigger
we go. There's-
the thing, but
There's the flint.
that's always the worst in these type of games, where, especially when you know what to do. It's like, I need to collect this and this. Oh, it won't let me until I trigger the game to tell me I need to go collect them.
Right. So looking for some... What does he get? Flowers?
Yeah, like some old dried
There they
flowers. Thanks, helpful camera turn.
Yeah. And down here, I think is some stuff, an item. I think there's some more potions down here. Yeah.
Come on, Mega Elixir.
Nope. Don't worry, we'll never use one of those in this entire run. Because I'm a hoarder. Much like everyone else.
Yeah.
I think there's a chest over here too as well. Oh! Give me that. I think there's also something around here. No, it's the door. There you are.
X potion. That's like a full. That's full HP, isn't it?
I think it's either full or 2,000.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember which one though.
I mean, they used to be full.
This is mouth.
But, they kind of changed up the potioning a little bit.
Yeah. So now we're waiting for
death.
the click, which is some spider-looking thing.
Not the spiders.
I can't tell. Is this whole cavern supposed to be underwater, or because where's that water pouring in from? You came in from like the ground floor.
Yeah.
And that was about like sea level. So the water that's pouring in from the roof, where is that coming from?
Your team lost.
I have no idea.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who? Me?
And Orin, you're so cool.
You cry.
So cool.
You're so cool.
Having flashbacks to...
You're a little bit too much of a samurai stereotype, but let it slide. Let it slide.
Because his character is really, really, really good.
Speaking of, has anyone else took that Samurai Jack's coming back?
Oh, I
know
that.
a lot of people are.
I'm
Oh,
stoked
boy.
on it.
I am stoked for it, dude.
Loved Samurai Jack. So awesome.
That was my jam when I was a kid.
Yep, so awesome.
I wasn't a super fan, but I did remember liking the show a lot.
I don't remember watching. I think I've watched a few episodes of it.
When is that slated to come back?
Really. I think it's this summer.
Summer.
Who's bringing it back? Is that going to be on like Netflix or something?
No, still Cartoon Network. And
Cartoon Network.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Gendy
the original
Tartakovsky's,
writer too. Yep.
Yep, he's directing it again.
All right, so
you don't really hear of like popular shows and stuff like that coming back anymore on a legit.
Well, he always
network.
wanted to finish it,
Yeah.
but he moved on to do other things.
Usually, like.
Well, and that was the
Netflix
thing. Is
or
like the
Hulu.
last seasons they aired, it just kind of hit the dead point. There wasn't any closure.
I
or
kept
anything
watching
like
the
that.
show, like, because I didn't realize it was going to be like one of these. I thought it was like a miniseries. I kept watching the show when I was a kid, thinking it was going to get to an end, like he was going to get home.
Right.
And I kept watching and watching, and he never got home.
Nope.
I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized later it was like, wait a minute, he's never going to get home. Like, the show's just never going to end. And I'm like, oh no, I was so mad.
All right, so we got
Like the
some people
Naruto.
blowing through the door here, and they're scary.
Oh,
but
no,
they're
Borderlands.
not that scary. Yeah, they're Borderlands.
Borderlands.
So these are the Al-Bhed, or some Al-Bhed, not all of them, just some of them, and our female friend in a very just like what is like they
S&M is very
accentuate all the
popular in
regions
Especially
so
with the
much.
Al-Bhed
I
love the
just
S&M.
don't know why.
I'm not playing.
All the most important stuff.
Hell yeah.
So this is something that we'll use approximately twice in the next few hours of gameplay.
Now, is that partially because you're a hoarder, and you can't bear to let items go?
I mean, yes and no. Oh, I should probably heal myself, actually. That might be smart.
It's fine.
So I'll heal you. So we have 4 turns in a row. Just gonna keep hacking away at him. I think about 2,000 health. Should be almost dead. I'm not even gonna bother to steal. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, I don't care if she gets hit. There we go.
Jetted.
Yeah, I think you steal grenades.
Oh,
alright, we got a level.
Sphere levels.
Oh, good ability spheres. Ability spheres were, for me, notoriously difficult to get. Nice butt. Difficult to get in the very beginning of the game. Like, they were so rough to get. But every other sphere was just, like, familiar. Plentiful.
Yeah, because I remember you get to a point where the spheres are just meaningless. That you've got them maxed out, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, let me go.
Oh no, they're speaking Borderlands.
So they're speaking Al-Bhed, and Al-Bhed really isn't a language, but it's more like a code that you have to decipher, because literally letters are replaced by other English letters. So like to decipher the letter E, you need the 5th book, because E is the 5th letter in the alphabet, and that'll change it to what the actual word is, or what the actual letter is. Kuno means sorry, just that's what I remember. So it's not really like a language. It's just literally letters are swapped for other letters, and that's how you end up finding out like what they're actually saying. You need to collect all the books. So you can speak Al-Bhed, I guess, but you'd have to like learn all the different like I don't know different ways to switch around the letters and stuff. It would basically just be memorization at that point. Not so much learning.
Learning to speak Al-Bhed or learning to speak Klingon?
I feel like Klingon has the bigger stigma of being super nerdy, but at least Klingon isn't like it more like a language. It's not like you're deciphering a code.
Yeah, it's not just like a cipher, it's an actual language. Well,
yeah.
It's considered an actual language, I guess you'd say.
So, I guess that
they're both
because,
pretty nerdy though.
Yeah, because like this is just like deciphering a code and it's just memorization.
You like how his pants are clearly made out of like a tarp, like the big rivets on the side of it?
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
So now we're gonna be jumping into the ocean.
I don't understand.
Wanna?
Bhed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me?
You can do it, Meg Ryan. You can save the village of Atlantis. Assuming that's what the plot of this is, right?
So we're gonna pick up our first book. Yay,
no,
book.
No.
I didn't realize until you said that like primer 1 is A, primer 2 is B.
Yeah, it just goes in order, and there's 26 of them.
I knew that part, but I didn't realize that they actually did them in that order.
Yep. I mean, the letter that is translated is like A, B, C, D. So I think that's the only thing to grab on the boat.
I think there's only one time I played this where I got every primer. Like I was always, even when I tried, I'd miss like 2 or 3 because there are missable ones.
Yeah, but even then, it's like if you miss 2 or 3, you can pretty much figure it out by then.
I wanted them all.
So this is the sphere grid. This is how we level up, and it's giving me a tutorial, even though I know how to do this. So I'll just explain it a little bit quicker.
Tutorial was skippable. Because it goes on for a bit.
So 4 sphere levels means we can move 4 spaces. This isn't exactly the most in-depth way of leveling because at least what I did, I just grabbed everything. I don't know if there was a way to do something different. I just grabbed every single thing on the way. So
it gets more in depth once you get lock spheres and you get some more options. Cause,
right.
I mean, when you get a chance to look at it, like I'm curious, what's below Tidus's starting area? Because you have that level 1 lock right below you. I'm just curious, like, if you went that way, once you could unlock that, I wonder whose sphere grid, or like what part of the grid you end up in. Right. Is that for like as an example of an option you could do if you really wanted to?
Well, as soon as
screw up the characters
are done with this tutorial,
Yeah, these...
Come on,
this
come on,
one
come on,
more
come
than
on,
any
come
other
on.
one really needed a, hey, would you like to skip the sphere grid tutorial?
Right. So I'll just explain this a lot quicker than this is doing. So yeah, so you can switch between your characters.
Worst part
Oh my God.
is you doing these steps in the tutorial is not actually even doing these steps.
Yeah.
So, like you just bought that ability in the tutorial, but you didn't actually go buy that ability yet. You still have to go do it.
So we're gonna go do it right now. So basically, we have one sphere level. That means we can move one space, and you can activate other nodes that are within one space of you. So this is within one space of me. So we learn cheer. Cheer improves attack and defense, I believe.
Yeah.
And so no, we won't do that. So if you go down, so this is like the middle area. This is where Ultima is.
Under 4 locks.
Yeah,
Well,
behind
3 locks.
3 level 4 locks. So basically, to go anywhere like different, this is a level 1 lock. You don't really get these until a little bit later in the game. So it's not really worth like sticking around here and missing all of your upgrades, especially when a lot of your abilities are pretty good. Like Flee is gonna be really handy, and what is Extract Speed? That's different. I don't even remember what that was.
They renamed a few things.
I guess so.
It might just be slow. Like maybe it's just a thing that slows the enemy, and they decided to make it something excruciatingly ridiculous sounding.
Maybe. I don't know. But so like for example, if you went south, you would go to this middle grid. This is like pretty much the exact middle of the sphere grid, and that's where the big Ultima ability is. This grid looks huge, and it is if you want to unlock every single node on every single character. But most characters just have a generic path that they go down. So like Titus is gonna eventually end up about here. I think Delay Buster is one of his last attacks that he gets. So you'll kind of like take a big loop. You go all the way around here, and then all the way around, and then you come here, and then you can kind of go into Eunice tree, which is where all the healing is. This is where she starts, or you can go down, whatever tree you want. But I did like this system.
For most people, you never want to really take your characters out of their predetermined paths, because
that's what they were built for.
Well, yeah, like stat-wise, everyone's kind of built for what they do. Like taking Lulu down like an attack path is not optimal because her attacks are shit.
Wait, isn't Lulu the one with the giant tits?
Sure is.
She is the one with the giant tits.
Yay.
And she's also really, really good.
I'm into her.
See, there we go.
Don't you use like a teddy bear to attack or
Why
something?
didn't you cosplay as Lulu?
Because I don't have that kind of cleavage.
Can we get a poll going on like your next raid night or something like that? And if we get enough votes, you cosplay as Lulu for PAX this year?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.